Mission is still on. Republican House Whip Eric Cantor on his own mission to stop it by letting people decide what to cut. He joins me now. Congressman, what does that mean? What are you going to let people do?
Neil, what we've done is last week we launched a program called YouCut. That's Y-O-U-C-U-T. And what it does is it allows the American people to go online. If they just Google or Bing YouCut, they'll go right to the site in which they have the option to vote for one of 5 proposals to cut the federal budget every week. Last week we had 280,000 people vote, and the winner was an item that would save $2.4 billion this year. It is a program that was established in the stimulus bill aimed to help those people out of work, but in the end what happened was some of the people had started using the money to purchase iPods, flat screen TVs, and the rest. We'll actually bring that item up for a vote tomorrow on the U.S. House floor. We'll do the same thing next week with 5 new proposals and an opportunity for the American public to vote. Again, this is, I think, an effort to, number one, demonstrate that, yes, we Republicans in the House understand that Washington's not listening. We want to make sure the public has the access and empowered to be a part of the effort to change the culture in Washington. And secondly, that culture is one of spending. You've talked about it always, Neil, that we have got to go about making sure that we change the culture, we stop people from coming to Washington looking for ways to spend taxpayer dollars, and instead try and save it and try and get the budget back into a manageable state.
Well, you know, the one thing I've noticed when people complain about spending, and that's human nature. We're all Americans, and we all like to protect what's spent on us. Not in their backyard. How are you going to get them over that?
Well, one of the things that we've done, Neil, is as a House Republican conference about 6 weeks ago, is we've taken a position to say, you know what, we're going to put a moratorium in place on that pork barrel spending that you're referring to, because it has gotten too parochial and it has sort of begun to lack, in many instances, the federal purpose necessary if you're going to spend taxpayer dollars in Washington.
But Congressman, don't you have to be the steward of tough love here? You're one of the few guys I know in either aisle in Congress who actually knows what's in the budget and can recite it in the numbers. So you know that the biggest area of growth and the biggest bugaboo are these entitlement programs. Yet when I talked to a lot of your colleagues last night, sir, they were saying, well, we got to address these and all, but everyone was avoiding talking about dealing with Social Security, dealing with Medicare, dealing with Medicaid, and they all hid behind, you know, sort of generalities that we always say, well, we got to watch this, we got to. Well, that's like me saying I got to eat right. So we all know that, but I'm just saying we never do it. So you might have a golden opportunity to retake Congress, but you've lost Congress in the past. So how would you try to avoid that happening again?
Well, the important part is about, certainly as we work towards November, is to, number one, stand up in opposition to much of the agenda being promoted by this White House and the Pelosi majority in Congress. It's not where we need America to go. We've got to get back into a focus on growing jobs and growing the economy. But as far as what you're talking about, Neil, is taking on the big issues, which absolutely we know good and well we can't tackle the spiraling debt out of control in this country until we do that. And that is the welfare programs, the entitlement programs. We've got to change the culture.
Quickly,
that's what YouCut's about.
You've been indulging me on this, so if you don't mind, if Republicans were to take control of the House, would you run against John Boehner for Speaker?
No, we are. John Boehner and I are a good team together.
I know that. But would you want to be Speaker?
No, I am supportive of John Boehner.
So John Boehner wants to run for that spot. He's got your vote.
Yeah, John Boehner has my support. That is correct. You know, we're looking to change the culture in Washington. That's what YouCut is about. That's what we need to focus the American people. We need their help to say to Pelosi and her colleagues, start cutting spending, enough of spending dollars we don't have.
Eric Cantor, a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Neil, thank you.
We oppose firmly